Hey everyone, welcome to our Bitcoin update video for today, November 12th, 2019. Before I get started, this is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. This market is extremely risky and volatile, and you're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and this is just my opinion on the market. So with that aside, I'll go ahead and make one other comment here about being on our Discord. We've had a lot of really great discussions there over the last couple days. If you'd like to be in our Discord, it doesn't cost anything. Just throw in a comment and I'll get you an invite code. Also like, subscribe, share, and all of that good stuff. But let's go ahead and take a look at things here because it's been quite an interesting day, and as I mentioned, there's been a lot of chat in the Discord about things, particularly around the crazy the pumps and dumps and pumps and all right. So I've got the title of the video is how bearish are you? What I'd like for you guys to do, and I'm just gonna try something out here. I'd like for you to comment on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being you are super bearish, you think this is going to 0. 10 being you are super bullish and you expect us to go to 100K by the end of the year. Just throw in a number. I'm just curious to see what the sentiment is of all the viewers. If you're neutral, you think we're just going to go sideways like we did last year at 6,400, throw out a 5. All right, so with that, we've been talking for quite some time about this structure, how we are correcting here. I'm going to clean off a few of these support and resistance levels just to clean things up a bit. And I'm going to remove some of my counts that I have in here and just keep the primaries that I was paying attention to. Okay, so again, let me also remove some of these moving averages, although I am going to pay attention to these moving averages here in just a little bit. So obviously we had, if I go down to say a 15-minute time frame, we had some crazy price action, right? So we went from down here about 87.30, we went up to about 88, almost 8900, and then we just went all the way down to 85.50, and then we jumped all the way up to 87.50. So it's been a very interesting day. If you're wanting to take a look at some of the oscillators, what I'm seeing here, you could see a little bit of a bullish divergence setup. I'm not, I don't want to be super bullish because I know there are several people in the Discord that are not bullish at all. They expect that we're going to drop, maybe $2,000-3,000 from here. That would be pretty darn bad if we did. And not saying that it's not possible, because of course it is possible. But after what just happened, this is essentially the strategy that you likely should be having. When you have two scam wicks like we just had, a scam wick to the upside and a scam wick to the downside, what that literally just created for us is a trading range that it's really almost a no trading range. I would not be interested in longing or shorting anywhere in here. Spot buys, sure. Spot sells, sure. But from the top of this range to the bottom of this range, we literally have just created an area of cleansing, an area where we closed out shorts, we closed out longs, stopped out shorts, stopped out longs. And we're sort of resetting things. I haven't taken a look at open interest on BitMEX just quite yet, but I would be willing to assume that open interest on BitMEX is at right now 809 million US dollars on Bitcoin. So, we are at the same level actually as we were when Bitcoin was down here at 7,300 before we had this massive move to the upside. We have been in this descending channel for a while, and yeah, I suppose it could be seen as a little bit of a wedge, but nonetheless, we have been sort of holding above this trend line, and if I go to a 4-hour, you can see where this trend line is actually coming from. This trend line is coming from this channel that we supposedly broke out of. And I say supposedly because there are some other scenarios, especially with this magenta line that we have here. If we were to clone this and pull this to the upside, you would see that we basically are still inside of another channel of sorts, but we're sort of, kind of bouncing around inside of it. But anyway, back down to the 15-minute. Taking a look at this, we're inside of this zone where I would not be interested in taking any positions. It is too risky to take positions here because I would say it's almost equal probability that we go up or down from here. This level right here at this horizontal, this is super important for us. That's we'll just call it 8,700 just to be, just to be right in the middle and a nice even number. So 8,700. It would be really fantastic if we broke above 8,700. But right now, we just had a rejection off of it. We just fell through it. So, it's almost as if we just basically claim this as resistance. But again, we are inside of this zone where I'm not interested in taking any positions. If we take out this low down here, chances are very high that we will go lower, right? Because of the nature of how this price action played out. There is obvious support down here. There's either support down here or there is a lack of selling incentive or lack of selling interest down here in this level. So it's very possible there was a high amount of volume to sell and a very low amount of volume to take it back up. So that would indicate, and I guess if we go down to a 1-minute time frame, we could probably see this all play out. And with my volume indicator, what we can see is on the push down, which was this candle right here, lots of volume to push it down, but the amount of buying pressure, the amount of volume that it took it to go all the way back up here was the same or less than, especially up to this point right here, the same or less than what it took to get us down here. So right here we're looking at, let's see here, that's about 56 million. And then on the way up, that was about 30 million to take us back up here. Then it was only about 9 million to get us all the way back up here, and then another 9 million. So actually it was about the same as what it actually looks like now that I'm looking at these numbers. So 56, and then 32, and then probably 10 and 10. So 52 compared to 56, it's really about equal to take us right back here. So I suppose that theory is a little invalidated, but nonetheless, we are still below 8,700. We're now inside of this lower half of this range that we created. Again, if we break 85.50, chances of going lower much higher. If we break above this 88, no, we'll call it 8,900 or 8,880, this range, then I think our chances of going much higher are much greater. But at this point, it's not worth it to to be in any position, in my opinion, right here. It's just too risky to be in a position in this price range because of the the wild swings that we just had. So obviously this zone right here has been resistance for quite a while. As far as this lower down here goes, I don't know that we're going to find a whole lot of confluence down there in 85.50. That was the lower of our consolidation range on the way up. And then of course we had our consolidation before the scam pump that took us before we rolled over and went down here to 7,300. So this range does have some importance, but again, if we break down from that level, then I do think our chances of coming all the way back down to 83, 8,400, maybe even 8,200 are pretty high. So I would sit and wait, right? And if you are not if you're not able to short the market based on your jurisdiction and where you live, I would be waiting. I would just be waiting to see what happens down here in 82 to 8,400. But then, of course, if we do break above 8,900 especially, then I do think the chance for upside is much, much higher. But right now, I think that we're just going to kind of move in this little channel for a while, and it's going to take some time for this to determine the next direction on where we're going. So I'm going to go ahead and end it for Bitcoin here right now. What I will do a little later on, I'll do another video on Chainlink, maybe one on Lumens. Just some really interesting things going on over there as well. With Bitcoin making the wild swings that it is, some alts are actually holding up pretty well. So I'll be doing an update on those a little later on. But, of course, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I will catch you all in the Discord. Have a good day, everyone.